So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Courage, and I'm here chilling with one of the top fashion model.
Oh yeah, do the introduction.
Hi guys, welcome to this YouTube channel. And today, watch out. Make sure you watch to the end, like and subscribe if you are new to this channel, and drop a comment to see more videos like this.
Thank you. YouTube already. I knew Encourage when Encourage Studio was made of wood. And right now you have two studios, right?
Yes, I do.
One at market,
One at Ubo if you're in Benin, you have one at Ubo Axis and one in GRA City. Yeah.
Wow. So from wood to I'm going to take you guys on a tour so that you see what this place looks like. This guy is a big boy.
Then
it was wood.
My helpers, please don't forsake me. I need your help. Thank you.
But now he's living a life.
No, I'm not entered Buga.
Do you know? I don't know.
I'm still living. I want to enter Buga.
So tell us, what has that process been like?
Okay. Well, I've always been a person that love growth, that love development and improvement. So I believe in starting small, but you must have big dreams. So you shouldn't remain small. When you remain small, it's going to limit so many potentials you have inside. So I've always looked out for how I can improve, get better, and take my craft, my business to the next level. So I've always been very sensitive to seasons, times I needed to make moves, times I needed to make decisions. So that's how I ended up here. And funny enough, this is not the bus stop. This is just also like a transition point where, in the next few years, it's going to be something bigger, better, and, by the grace of God, in more locations.
So you said something. How do you know the point where you need to take that move or make that move?
Okay, to know the point where you need to make such decisions, make a move to go to the next level or next phase of your business or your life, first of all, you need to, if you are a Christian, okay, you have the voice of God. The voice of God is very important. If you are conversant with the voice of God, you will know when He's saying move. Then another thing is, when you lack satisfaction and there's just something inside of you that is yearning for more, you just have to take that step to quench that that satisfaction you have. That can also be it. And then when you're having ideas and these ideas keep disturbing you, that you need to bring them to light, that can also be an indication that yes, this is the season for you to transition into a new phase. So I think that's pretty much all. And then maybe a lot of confirmation to what you already have in your mind. A lot of people are telling you, I think you need to do this. That can also be like God trying to communicate to you that it is the right time to move. Yes.
Okay, you said something about growth.
Yes.
And I've seen that here because it also goes back to what we said initially from the beginning. When I came here and I knocked on the gate, I was expecting to see Encourage. I didn't see him. One guy came, I think, is that a play?
My assistant in photography school.
Yeah. He has a school now. So it was the guy that came and I was like, no. Before I would sweep the studio, but now things have changed.
Growth.
So you see growth. At what point did you know that it was photography you wanted to focus on? You studied engineering, and at some point you were RCN CCC president, and he's a firebrand, RCN people. So tell us, at what point did you know that it was photography? Do you have any plans of using engineering?
I used to have plans, but now the plans are
What is coming from photography?
So the plans for engineering is like plan Z now. So maybe if I insert plan A to Y, so I can do plan Z. So how I knew was that I was in a meeting one day and Apostle Joshua Selma was ministering. I was ministering. It was talking about this spread of influence, media, and all of that. So automatically, there was this attention I just had for the photographer. So I wasn't really listening to the message anymore. I was just looking at the photographer, the way he was moving around, taking pictures and all of that. So
that was 2015 when he.
That was 27. No, not Unilever. Okay. This was in Ajibo in Ogun State. Okay. Yes. So it was 2017. It was a meeting held by Foursquare. They had a meeting, and I can't forget the team, Ultimate Allegiance. So the moment it was speaking, this was the first night. My attention was drawn away from him to the photographer. I was just looking at the photographer. I love the way the guy is just moving around, taking pictures. I love this. So after the meeting, people were rushing to go and see Apostle Joshua Selman. Me, I was rushing to go and see the photographer before he leaves. So I met him, I told him that I love the way he was taking pictures. And before then, I already had some money that I was going to invest into a business. So I was thinking of which business. So somebody recommended me doing rentals. So I already knew names of camera, but I didn't know how to operate them. I only knew names of camera I was going to buy to be rented. I didn't know nothing about photography. So I asked the guy, okay, what will it take to become a photographer? He told me I needed 5 years to become a pro. And I asked him, I've heard of this camera, what do you think? He said those cameras are too big for me. I should start from small camera, I should buy something, camcorder, that it's a school. I will just grow into it that I'm there. But I didn't listen. Then I think the next day or 2 days later, I went to Ibadan. And I saw a camera on Gigi. I went to Ibadan to meet the seller and I bought the camera. And that camera was really, really expensive. So it was the person that I bought the camera from that showed me where to press if I want to take a picture, where to put it on, where to put it. I knew nothing about photography, and I begged the guy to become a mentor for the next, just to grow me up. I met him and he has been a blessing to me. He was the one that taught me the basics of photography. He told me what to learn, what to read. And what happened was that while I was, because I was still in school when I started photography, I had to be watching videos every day. When I'm in lecture is speaking, I will be watching videos, I'll be reading books on photography. So I was just sold out to, I want to know this thing. I want to become a pro in this thing. So there was no pre-planned idea about becoming a photographer. It just came all of a sudden and I pursued it with all of us.
I would think that this is something that you've been doing for a long time. I didn't even know that was how it happened.
Well, that's it.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
So it's would I call that late? Is that late? That's not late.
Well,
that's late. Was that late?
It wasn't late. It was at the right time because I was about to leave school. Funny enough, the photography affected my education. I had an extra year because I was busy doing photography. So, but it came at the right time. If it had come at 200, 300 level when I, with the kind of energy I was putting into photography, most likely I wouldn't have graduated at all because I would have chosen photography.
So, is there anything that you had to do to raise money to start up? Were there jobs that you did that you just had to do?
I've always been a businessman. I've been doing business since if I can remember, the one I can remember since I was in secondary school, junior school. I used to cut anything around the house to sell. I used to buy kerosene large quantity.
Because the reason why I'm asking, the reason why I ask this question is that a lot of young people will say there are certain things that beneath them. Yeah. No, there are certain things that beneath them, they can't do this. Okay. But there are times when you have to do certain things so that you can raise money for what you actually want to do.
Sure. So that's me. I've always been a business person. So even in Uniben, there were times I used to sell data. There are guys that sell data in the hostel. I don't know how to make the data. There's a way they do it. That SIM will have data. All those bonus data they normally give to a new SIM. There's a way they do it. The data will be available on the SIM and they'll be sending the SIM card. So what I do is that I will buy the SIM card from them and then I will go to all those complexes where they do all this internet work, they print, eligibility, do all those, school fees payment. I go and sell the data to them and I sell for a higher price. So I get my cut. I've always been a business person. There was a time I used to sell airtime. I realized that those guys that sell, recharge card, around the hostel. They close and they go home. In the night, people want to buy recharge card. They have to walk all the way to June 12. So started selling recharge card at one car park. You know, there were several things I did. I was drawing. I was doing junior agent. I was just doing. Yes, I used to draw. So I was doing a lot of things. You know, that was drawing was what even made my editing easier, because the moment I switched into editing, it became very easy for me because I already had idea on brush strokes and all of that. So I did a lot of things, and I was able to save up, do, you know. So I've done so many things, even down to selling trash card, down to making liquid soap, making body spray, sell to people. I've done a lot. So I've always been a business person, so that's why.
So your advice to people that are watching this is that you can start from anywhere.
From anywhere. See, most times people that say that, you know, their challenge is money, is finance, you know, they don't really, they are just looking for an excuse. You know, a wise man said, if you want to do something, you will find a way. If you don't want to do it, you find an excuse. So that's the thing. You have social capital, you have people. Even in this day and age, like most of the knowledge I have about photography came from the internet.
Yes. Inconveniences that you've been through, like delayed gratifications that you've had to go through just to see your dreams come true.
Well, I can say that I've not even gotten my dreams at all, because
this is somebody's dream.
So, because you know what I pictured as at 2017 is, you know, in fact, it's still way bigger than this. Like, you know, what I pictured, I already have in my mind. I've drawn the structure. It's way bigger than this. So this is just like a transition point, like I said earlier on. So, you know, for me to get to this point, I had to put in the work of online research, the work of traveling for workshop, the work of spending my money to buy gear, to buy, you know, data, you know, spending hours every day. I hardly sleep on time, you know. I'm not used to sleeping very late, you know, 12, you know, 1 a.m., 2 a.m. I'm not used to, you know, sleeping late. Anyway, when I was in school, I don't sleep that late, except when I wake up to go and pray.
And I feel like this is something that a lot of people feel like when you have your own business, you can decide to do whatever you want to do, where you want to do it. They don't know that it's
more stressful. See, when you're an employee, you have less work. In fact, you're not carrying so many burdens. Your salary is sure. You are not bearing so much risk. But when you are a CEO, the risk is much. Your heart is burdened. In fact, most especially when you're just a startup, you will be everything. You'll be the social media marketer. You'll be the like she said earlier. I used to sweep the studio, do the photo shoots, do everything. But now I can travel for 1 month and everything will still be.
But then you still cannot sleep because
you still cannot sleep.
CEO.
You are still trying to plan to do, because the brain work. You know, there's a book I read that told us. I think I can't remember the title of the book, but it told me about the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule says that 20% of what you do brings 80% of the income, while 80% of what you do brings 20% of the income. So that as a CEO, you're supposed to focus on that 20% that brings 80% and give out the 80% to other people to do. So that's the thing. There will still be work. There's no way you can escape work. So, you know, people just want the easy way. They want the things to just fall. And meanwhile, you need to put in effort.
What's the definition of a poor man?
A poor man. Okay, what I define a poor man to be is someone that lacks vision and the ability to carry out anything. So, you know, there's a scripture that says, the labor of a fool wearies every one of them because they know not how to go to the sea. So the thing is that, you know, you are not poor because you don't have resources. You are poor because you do not have the right mindset, because it starts from the mind. You know, that's where everything starts from. The reason why I'm here is because I pictured something. What I pictured, if I tell you, you know that I'm not there. And this was long ago, and I've told people around me that this is what I have plans for. You know, so that's it. If you do not have any vision at all, then you are actually poor.
Okay, the reason I asked is because I had a conversation with somebody, a girl, I think sometime around last month or last 2 months, I can't remember when exactly. And she was saying, this one was about relationship, you know. She was saying that her definition of an average man this time, somebody that she can settle down with, is somebody that has a car at least, has a house, must have built a house. Then, what else did she even say? There must be any like at least 200k monthly.
Wow,
And
that's
I was
good.
like, okay. I now asked her, so this man should be around how old? She was like 30.
Oh, wow.
This person I was talking, I think she's around, she's in her mid-20s, maybe 25, 26, I think 26. And I'm like, okay, let me ask you your own question. You as you are at 26, what have you achieved? Do you have your own house? No. Do you have your own car? No. What I do have, a lot of people put so much pressure on the male gender.
Okay.
Because if you look at it, you've not achieved anything. And you just have 4 years more to 20, to 30 rather. Somebody that is 30, you should just have 4 years, right? So to achieve the same thing. People are very unrealistic, and I feel like there's so much pressure on the male gender. What do you have to say about that?
Well, it's not only on the male gender though, but you know.
But yeah. I mean financially now.
Okay, yeah, okay. I don't have a friend who she's starting up a business, so I told her, because I've seen her try to do some businesses sometimes, and the business is failed. The reason why they failed is because she gave herself unrealistic deadlines. So she said, within a year, I want to be earning $1 million. Like, you don't just appear there, you have to put in a lot of work. So give yourself some allowance so that you don't kill yourself with so much pressure that when you don't achieve it, you don't feel like you have wasted so much time and then you close down the business. So I've seen that, because I talk to business people, so I've seen that a lot in the lives of a lot of people. But yes, of course, in our society, there's so much pressure on the male gender to make money.
Another reason is because of Yahoo. So you see a lot of young people that do Yahoo, they've made it, and so they expect that somebody that every other person should be like that. But
those are people that are really easily influenced by people. I'm never for one day wanted to impress people, so I really don't care about what my friend has, what my friend doesn't have. When I was getting my first car, I did not consider
first car. So they have more than.
So I did not consider something that would be. I want to arrive and show that yes, I'm a big boy. No, I bought something that could
from
do,
point A to point B,
and something that can carry my people. Like it has a lot of space to carry equipment, to carry people. So that's what I bought the car for. So, but most times you want to impress somebody, you have to get, Before I bought the current iPhone I use, I was using iPhone 6 Plus or something like that. I can't remember. And then when I was upgraded to 7 Plus. It was not much of an upgrade, but I think it's not to impress everybody.
It's for functionality, not.
And funny enough, I just changed that 7 Plus, 8 Plus, I think it was 8 Plus rather. I just changed that 8 Plus this year. And I did not change it to expensive one, I changed it to Xmas. Finish. It's like, I don't have to impress somebody by a tech. I can buy that, but what that means that money when it's not bringing direct productivity to me, it's not bringing money to me, it's a liability, so I won't do that. Instead, I have expensive gears that can save and bring money to me.
Bringing money.
So that's what I do. Thank you. However, my iPhone has made the money I used to buy it, so there's no.
See, iPhone better make the money that I used to buy. Encourage to get married in October, but I feel like you have already seen. Because can you remember there was a day I spoke to you in 2019? I was in church, I was coming back from church and I just went, let me just call Encourage today, let's just gist. I called him and I don't know what led to it. He now said, me when I want marry this year. I think you cannot remember.
I cannot remember. I think I used to have Vision 2020 actually, for marriage. That was because, for me, what makes you ready actually is if you're ready in your mind, and then you look at your resources, that you can be able to handle, because the moment you are married you will not get support that you used to get. Everybody just forgets you. So if you can survive, that's fine. So I always, and then another thing is that my kind of work, being a photographer, there are many dancers all around, and you don't want to, when you photograph some, you have to go and labor in prayer, to remove them from your mind. But of course, if you are married, there's tendency for those kind of temptation to reduce. So, and I've always liked the fact that I wanted to settle down early, have kids early, so that I can move on with my life. So, that's it. So there wasn't really, more like, because I had a vision at 2020, and then I already had a source of income, and all of that.
What should a young man have before he starts to think of settling down? Because people think that a lot of guys, you hear them say 35, 40 before they settle down, because most of them want to blow first before. So
okay, what I think you need to do to settle down, I think maybe I just list like four or five things. Let me see. Number one is that you need a steady source of income. So you need a steady source of income. All right. So like, though my business doesn't give me a fixed amount every month, but it is steady that I must make money every month. You get, so I have an average. It doesn't go below something. So you need a steady source of income. So either it's a business or you have a job, it should just be steady that this thing comes every month. Number two, you need the right partner. So you can't just say because you have steady source of income you want to go and marry anybody. You need somebody that has similar vision with you. You don't want to settle down with somebody that will drain you. Then another thing I think you also need is you need good financial skills. A lot of people don't have financial skills. The moment your income increases, your expenses increase.
If you really check what comes in, it's a lot sometimes, and you don't know the money.
I actually told my students some days ago. I was talking to some of them, and I said some of you will have become millionaires, but for food. That if you calculate how much you have eaten, you are actually millionaires in tens of millions.
Yeah.
But you don't have that because you have eaten all of that. So that was how I just used to joke with them. But honestly, almost 80% of our income goes into food. Because we eat every day. You have to eat to survive, to stay alive. So you need good financial skills, and then you need to be a man of vision, and then you need to have trained yourself on how to be a good husband, because you don't want to settle down with somebody and you are just housemates and not husband.
So what does that training entail?
The training entails you getting knowledge and how you get reviews on how you treat ladies around you. That will tell you how you will treat your wife eventually. If you don't know how to treat ladies around you, if you need to work on yourself. So that's I'm not a relationship expert, I'm a business expert, so I cannot say much about
that.
But meet counselors, meet people.
So what does it take for a young man to be established early? I feel like we've touched on it both.
Okay, what you need to be established early is, first you need a vision, and then you need to be within the right people, like in the midst of the right people. Most times some people have the vision, but they are not in the midst of the right people. Because of that, their vision dies. Because honestly, if you want to, I used to tell people I teach that the money you will use to become the kind of person you are dreaming of, you can't make it alone. It has to be with people. You understand? So God designed this world to become a community where we are interdependent. So that's what I recommend. You need to find yourself in the right midst. You shouldn't just you want to grow in a particular craft, be found among persons, around people who do similar stuff. It will make you grow, it will make you improve. So if you want to be established early, it's not about setting deadlines, it's about putting in the work, putting in the effort. You have a vision, then make sure you are working towards it tirelessly. And then another thing I also say is contentment is very important. A lot of people, because of they want to achieve their dreams, they've switched into greed. They don't know. Because of that, they are taking decisions that are not godly, that are not legal, because they want to achieve their dreams early. That's not, you shouldn't have to do the wrong things just because you want to achieve a particular vision you have, a particular deadline you set for yourself. No, you have to still follow the right path. There are many negative or wrong ways of making money, many evil ways of making money, but you don't have to do that because you want to achieve your dream. You still have to follow the right process. So that's why I will tell you, you need to also be contented with every stage, every level you get to, and be grateful. That will also help
What
you.
does it take to maintain your values in this photography work? Because I saw on this door just now, like the one that has always been there. No nude shoot of any sort or of any form. It was written there. So how have you been able to maintain your values?
Okay, for you to be able to maintain your values, like I've said earlier, you need the right people. Now let me give you the story in the scriptures where Peter was the type that loved Jesus so much, and when he was with Jesus and some soldiers came to arrest Jesus, he was so bold to cut off one of the ear of the soldiers. I can just imagine a Nigerian soldier, you slap one, like not even cut off, or you slap, you are dead. If the thought of it, you can't even consider thoughts because of the fear we have for soldiers. But this guy could boldly do it without fear. Why? He was in the right place. But a few days later, when he was alone before a fireplace, he started denying Jesus. Why? This was because he was not in the right place. So if you are among the right people, there's a way it helps you, get more strength to be able to stand with your values. Most of the people around me, they were pastors, so that will enable you keep your values because you have the right people. But when all the people around you, there's a scripture that says evil communication corrupt good manner. Of course, when you have the wrong friends, it will shape your mind and transform you. If you want to keep value, you need to make sure people around you also have similar values. Else, you will not know when their own will enter you and you become somebody different.
Awesome. Yes. So, what's the final question?
Okay, final question.
What's the goal of all of this? Because I know that, how do you relate this to your faith and what God has called you to do? First of all, you're in your 20s,
late 20s.
Late 20s. So, because a lot of people right now, they don't know what they're supposed to be doing. They don't know their purpose. They don't know all of that. So, does photography have any relationship with your purpose and what God has called you to do?
Yes, it does. A lot. It does. Now, firstly, I want us to know that. Okay, let me use this as an example. What was the goal of Jesus coming to this earth? Jesus' goal was to die for our sins. But was that the only thing he did? He didn't do only that. He preached, he healed the sick, he cast out demons. He did a lot of things. He was, so I want us to know that even if you have an ultimate goal, that should not limit you from doing other things. So now the first assignment we all have as believers is to shine as light. When we say shine as light, it means whatever field you are in, whatever thing you are doing, you are supposed to be a good example of that thing to other people. That's the first assignment we have. Shine as light. The Bible said, shine that men may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So it means that you need to show good examples to people. So as a photographer, you need to show good example. When I came into the in photography industry, there were just few people I could relate with. All right, not because I didn't want to relate to people, but people, part of it was value. A lot of people were hoarding knowledge, but electron photography, which is one of my other was someone that was very open and assisted me. So, but after that time till now, I've been open to so many photographers that now some what I call big photographers I used to look up to them are not finding it easy to relate to me because they've seen my heart and I'm open. You understand? So now I've shown a good example, they will not emulate something like that. But when you as a believer, you are the one that I think somebody told me of someone that in her office she's very hot tempered, but meanwhile she doesn't wear earring, she's holy, but she's hot tempered. You are not a good example. So that's the first assignment, that's the first purpose as believers. We should show good examples to others. And then your main goal, your assignments, ministry, as far as it has to do with impacting people, it is ministry. As far as it has to do with people being blessed, people, being saved. So even if you're a makeup artist, you are doing ministry because you are saving people. You are giving impact to people. Your contact with people is already ministry. So that is, although some other people are called into, being a pastor, being a prophet, being, all those ones, their role is to shape you so that when you go to the marketplace, you'll be able to represent God. So that's my take.
Okay, I want to say what I like about encourage.
What's that?
Before this video ends.
What's that?
Do you I know people that have told you that you're a giver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is this, I've always known that I've always known that you are not the only child of God. That's why I tell my mom, the time I opened my studio in Uniben, then my mom was seeing the way people were flocking around me, like, why don't you just open, have a freezer and be selling drinks? I said, Mommy, I'm not the only one God wants to bless.
Yeah, because that's I remember that, and I just remember you were always saying that thing.
God has many children. I'm not the only child of God, so we have to all share and live happy.
That's true. I like that. Is it motto?
So thank you for having me.
Thank you so.
So guys,
it took a lot to get him, so I'm very grateful.
See you next year. Sometime.
This has been awesome.
Thank you.
Even though I want to ask him more questions, but
next time, please. Thank you. What was your favorite part of this video? So drop a comment. And if you want to see me again, drop a comment.